Our next presentation is from Vikki, who's speaking on behalf of Steph Curtis and Vikki Evans. Vikki's from Colmonoy, and the company, really under Steph's direction in recent years, have taken great strides in developing their company through a people-centred strategy. The company was highly commended in the last year's UK Castings Industry Awards, and I hope you'll be inspired and encouraged by their presentation. Vikki, do you need a mic, or are you happy to speak?
I think, can everybody hear me if I'm at this volume? Yeah? Okay, great.
Thank you.
There are microphones there. So
okay. Thank you, Pam. As Pam just mentioned, I'm here this morning to talk about Colmonoy's HR strategy and how we are developing homegrown talent utilising this HR strategy. But before I go into the detail, many people ask about the origins of Colmonoy. We're actually a US founded company coming into the 80th year of being established this year. And our name is quite unusual. People always say it's a little bit of a mouthful. And the name actually derived from one of our founders, A.F. Wall, who actually started our company back in 1938. And then the anagram of the word alloy to make up col and mon. So that's where our name was derived from. So as I just mentioned, we are an American company. We are a global organisation, having our world headquarters located in Madison Heights in Michigan in the US. And our European headquarters then is located in just outside of Swansea in Pontardawe. That's our main hub for Europe. We don't have any other sites located in the rest of Europe. And we have 500 employees worldwide across the US and across into the UK then. So our UK-based site in Pontardawe in Swansea was established in 1969. It's our 50th year anniversary next year. We cover around about 27 million of sales per year, and we currently have 190 employees located on this one site in Swansea. We are unique in the sense of we have a number of different business functions in one site. So we've got alloy products, precision components and aerobraze across 3 buildings in our site in Swansea. So quite a complex business, fast moving, fast paced, ever changing, as you can imagine. So to give you an idea of our industry's capabilities that we supply into, anything from oil and gas, automotive, aerospace, to name but a few. And we're quite privileged to work with a number of very prestigious companies, and we've got a lot of different partnerships with Rolls-Royce, GE, Siemens, and Tata, to name but a few. So to give you a little bit of a brief sort of recent history of the business in Swansea, back in 2012 we had a long-standing management team within the business, and they actually left us and set up a direct competitor. Now a new management team then had to be formed, and a team was brought in, but unfortunately they didn't last with us. So in 2014, our current senior management team was formed, and from then onwards, it was really sort of recognised that there was a great need for change, and a clear strategy was then formulated, and it was really focused on getting the basics right. And coming off the back of that, then a real robust people development strategy was also formed. And this really sort of led to us, thinking about developing our homegrown talent. And you may be asking, why is that so important to us? Well, as you are all very aware, the industry that we are in, the skills that we require don't come off the shelf. We have to develop people with specific skills and skills that are really required in our industry. And this is why homegrown talent and developing people within the organisation is just critical, really. Okay, so as part of getting our basics right, as I just mentioned, our HR strategy was then formed, and this has been and continues to be a real central part of our company strategy. So we've got our apprenticeships, CPD, continuous personal and professional development, tailor-made skills training, and then basic soft skills. So your standard sort of run-of-the-mill type training. So with regards to the HR strategy, our real sort of first and foremost initial focus was the apprenticeship scheme. So we decided that because of the skills that were required, the scheme really needed to be very bespoke. Colmonoy had been recruiting and taking on apprentices for many years before this new programme was brought in. But we really felt that with regards to our industry, we needed to make those apprentices really skilled and specific to what we do as a business. So this was defined and sort of structured throughout 2014, and we committed to taking 4 apprentices on each year from 2015 to 2019. And we were, lucky enough to engage with Industry Wales and the Welsh Government. They gave us a lot of support in enabling us to bring this apprenticeship scheme in. And in the summer of 2015 then, we kicked off this bespoke apprenticeship programme, taking on 4 in that year, which was part of our commitment. So we are currently in the process of recruiting for our apprenticeship scheme this year. We're taking on another 4 apprentices in September. So that will take us to the next sort of level of our apprenticeship scheme then. And in 2019, again, we're planning on taking another 4 apprentices into our business. So 6% of our workforce are now apprentices. We're very proud of that, and we are hoping to continue, far after 2019 with our apprenticeship programme. And we've been unique in the sense of apprentices aren't just sort of reserved for the manufacturing and engineering disciplines. We've actually got apprentices in our commercial departments, quality departments. So really sort of across the business, we've looked for where we feel the gaps may become apparent in the next few years, and that's where we've placed apprentices to help with that. So we allow our apprentices to take part in work-based study, and that's alongside day release. So your pretty standard day release study for 1 day in college per week for students. And as was mentioned earlier, Tour Lodge funding has been a massive support for us. We've been really fortunate to be able to send apprentices and foundry staff to the Cast Medals Federation, utilising this funding, and they're really sort of getting a lot from the experience. And we've also taken part in the Erasmus exchange programme, which is an exchange of students around Europe, and we've actually managed to partner with a Spanish college, and we've got a fantastic close relationship with that college and a workplace over in Olot in Spain. And 2018 will actually be the 4th year of us taking part in this exchange. And here's a very nice little picture of our apprentices in Swansea City kits, and they were located in our machine shop back last summer for 6 weeks. Okay, so coming to the next sort of block of our HR strategy then, continuous professional development is very much encouraged across the business. We have a number of employees who are engaged with higher and further education alongside their full-time work. We've also got a number of very well qualified graduates in Wall Colmonoy. We're very fortunate to have very educated people working in our business. And those who are actually studying at the moment, they're studying a wide variety of courses and disciplines. And these include first degrees, master's degrees, MBAs, CIMA qualifications, all supported by the business. We really encourage our employees to go out and really, look for opportunity and keep on learning and developing. So we recognise that, okay, we've got a lot of employees taking part in, formal structured education, and we sort of thought then, okay, we need to add to our strategy in the sense of having a formal structure around those who are completing CPD. So it was decided then that we would add a talent development group into our strategy for the structure around those who are, continuing their education. So the idea came about in 2016, and as I just sort of said, there was a strategic need really to structure this talent, and also a strategic need really to retain our key talent and develop people into the leadership of our business in the future. So we were mindful then that there was a gap. I think it was mentioned earlier that leadership skills are sort of lacking maybe in businesses, and we were mindful that we needed to fill the gap between the senior sort of team and then that next level down, and really develop these people to have the skills to manage and lead people in the future. So the senior management team to get to this talent development group and to get a team together conducted a very structured assessment of all employees across the business. So the assessment really was about how the staff relate to high performance, high potential, leadership, and also the attitude and alignment they had with our vision and culture. And after this very sort of rigorous, quite sort of lengthy process, 9 people from the business emerged as the talent development group to go forward. So this is 7 of our talent development group. I'm the member that's missing, along with another employee as well. Unfortunately, I was unwell during this expedition. And this was our first major initiative for the talent development group to be involved with. It was an outdoor pursuit activity deep in the Brecon Beacons on a very, very cold December weekend. As you can see, quite a lot of snow. And the guys were sent on this pursuit really just to as a development opportunity, and they fed back after Christmas to the senior management team their learnings and what they'd really discovered about themselves and the people within the team. And these are just some of the learnings and what came out of that weekend. And they sort of particularly focused on trust and reflection, which was very interesting. And also that, the people that you may think, aren't natural leaders actually really shone as real leaders and really took that upon themselves to push the team on. So alongside our HR strategy, we thought a lot in the last 4 years about how we keep our employees focused and how we keep people motivated. And we've come up with a number of initiatives for our employee engagement. And this is just sort of covering just a few of the things that we've brought in over the last 4 years to help with our employee engagement and just to keep people, motivated and things in work. We've introduced a fresh fruit scheme, so every first Monday of the month We put fresh fruit in communal areas, in canteens and things around the site. We raffle football tickets for our local teams, the Swansea City and the Ospreys rugby teams, throughout the season, and for employees to take family members or friends to matches. We also celebrate our heritage on St David's Day by distributing Welsh cakes around site. And we also run a summer event, so a hog roast ice cream ban type day, vouchers at Christmas. And we've also introduced the Cycle to Work scheme in the last few years, which was really driven by employees. Employees requested this scheme to be introduced, and we listened and we introduced it, and it's been a real success, and it's a real positive for our sort of well-being and engagement sort of initiatives as well. So back in October, it was a company first actually. We asked employees across the business to take part in an employee engagement survey. It mirrored a similar survey that we'd done in our US sites back in sort of last year, the end of last year, and we were absolutely delighted with the response. You know, seeing as it was a first for our business, 84% of our employees actually engaged and participated in the survey, which was just a fantastic result. And I've actually picked out two of the sort of key results that stood out for me. Over 80% of people said that they understood our vision, and again, you're talking sort of 70-80% then sort of said they were satisfied with the culture of the workplace, which again was just a real reflection of how we're doing as a business and the general feel and culture of where we are at the moment. So we were pretty impressed with the response for that. Okay, so really with our HR strategy, we want to maintain the momentum that we've got going at the moment. We first and foremost want to continue to engage those people and really just achieve the 5 blocks of the strategy that I showed you earlier. We want to continue with our apprenticeship programme. Again, like I said earlier, we've got a commitment until at least 2019, but we're hoping to carry it on even longer if we can. Again, we plan to exchange our students as part of the Erasmus programme and keep that relationship going. And we want to further develop the talent development group. It's in its infancy at the moment, and we've got a lot of plans for projects and group training to develop that group, further. Again, we want to support and continue to support continuous professional development across the business, and really encourage employees to engage with CPD and push the employees who are currently taking part in further education. And we also want to continue our work-based learning to allow employees to develop in the workplace. And again, our apprenticeship scheme are involved with work-based training and work-based learning, and we want this to continue and develop in the coming years. So just to summarise, we feel we are a world-class team. Our people are vital to our company. They are central to our business. We're very lucky that we've got employees from a broad range of industries, meaning a broad range of experiences. And they bring different experiences to the table, and also we have very highly qualified professionals within our business. We're very fortunate that people want to continue to develop too, and we will actively encourage that, in years to come. We've got a very, very experienced local workforce. We're unique in the sense that we've been in business for nearly 50 years in one area. It's quite unique to hear that these days, and we're very proud of our workforce. The majority of whom come from sort of within 5 miles of our site. And we've also got this new wave of really exciting talent coming through the talent development group and our bespoke apprenticeship scheme. So we've got very exciting plans for the future, and this sort of succession planning that we've got will hopefully drive the business forward in the coming years. And I just wanted to finish really with this quote I picked out from Steve Jobs, the late co-founder of Apple. And again, like I say, our people we know and our homegrown talent is really central to how we are going to keep our business moving forward, particularly in our industry. You know, we need the bespoke skills, we need the skills to continue to develop, to continue to move the business forward. Thank you for listening. I hope this has given you some food for thought, and thank you for listening again.